Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantastic Comics. I am Lewel. And insert clever name here is the winner of the Chris Anka signed #1 Runaways. Phew, that's a mouthful. And in This Week in Comics, I'm going to spotlight comics I'm interested in that are coming out on Wednesday. This week we're going to talk about Batman, Dark Knight, The Master Race hardcover, Doctor Strange #25, Abnett and Lanning's Legion Volume 1, and Black Hammer #13. Batman, Dark Knight, The Master Race is written by Frank Miller. It is also co-written with Brian Azzarello, with art by Andy Kubert. I'm pretty sure it's Andy Kubert. Batman, Dark Knight, The Master Race is Volume 3 in the trilogy that wasn't planned, that started all the way back when you read Dark Knight Returns, we all know. Did you read Dark Knight 2? Well, no, there's a Dark Knight 3. And Brian Azzarello's on it, and Frank Miller does art in the mini comics that are going to be translated to this hardcover edition. I'm not sure how they're going to do it, little books inside the book, or they're going to make the pages larger. Recommended, especially if you like The Dark Knight. Who doesn't? Doctor Strange #25 is published by Marvel Comics. It's written by John Barber, and it has art by Kevin Nolan. So Doctor Strange is celebrating its 25th issue, and that's always a reason to get a comic book, if any. The centennial issues are always the ones that are a little bit special. They put a little bit effort into it. I haven't been reading Doctor Strange lately because it's been tying into the Secret Empire story, and you can only read so many Secret Empire tie-ins. But this issue, I don't even care who's writing it. Kevin Nolan is doing it, and he very rarely draws comics. He's done an issue of Doctor Strange, and he's done some covers, but this whole, which I'm assuming is a one-shot story, is going to have all Kevin Nolan artwork. And I'm really excited about it. It's probably going to be a regular comic length with a bunch of other stuff, but it's got a code, so you might as well. Kevin Nolan is the reason to get this comic book. He's only ever great. Legion by Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning Volume 1 is a DC comic with art by Oliver Coipel. There was a time when old-timers were all upset about Legion of Superheroes being written by Abnett and Lanning, and they're like, I don't want to read this stuff. But now look where we are, and there aren't any Legions anymore. Well, now's your chance to go back and read those issues that they first started on, or else you can continue crying at home. Legion. It encompasses the first works of Abnett and Lanning in Legion and Legionnaires, with art by Oliver Coipel, who's fantastic. I mean, he did all the Spider-Man stuff, he's done Thor, he's worked with all sorts of good writers, and Abnett and Lanning were probably the last great writers that worked on Legion of Superheroes. They definitely dominated it until the end, or the beginning of the New 52. When you see how that went. Anyway, if you like superhero space fun and you're into the Legion and you've never read this stuff before, there are some really awesome rides ahead. Probably around Volume 2 and Volume 3 your mind's gonna get blown. So I definitely get this. It's good old superhero and stuff if you're, I don't know, under 60, over 60, I don't know, something like that. This will be the last time I talk about Black Hammer. No, really, I'm gonna not talk about it anymore. But it's a wonderful book. It's well written. It's got great art, normally by Dean Ormstrom. But this one's done by Dave Rubin, who did Department H, I think, with Matt Kent. It doesn't matter. He's a good artist, very strong storytelling, and this is part 2, so you should really go back and get #12 if you haven't. But basically what's happening is our heroes are having an epic team up. And this is the team up that they had before they got transported to where they are now, or when they are now. Anyway, it's really solid art, and it's leading into another mini-series by another guy named Jeff Lemire with this Dave Rubin, and it's going to be called Sherlock Frankenstein and the Legion of Evil. So that sounds sharp too. I'm recommending that without even reading it because, again, this is just a Dave Rubin video. Yeah, this is really the best series going on right now, especially for jaded comic book fans. It's got everything in it you really need. There's a lot of humor, there's a lot of heart, and there's a bigger something that we're yet to find, and I recommend it. So, Black Hammer. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to visit your local comic store. Maybe look some of these books up we were talking about. If you have any comments, maybe you have a specific comic that's coming out or that you read that you want to let people know about, put in the comments down below. Subscribe, hit the bell, you'll get notified when new material comes out. I guess that's about it. Oh, and then we have Twitter, so if you want to talk that way, forgive me, I'm a little clumsy. Anyway, have a good week, and we'll see you next.